I can see it in the comments now. You're going to say, do you remember anything about any of the foundations you've tried? Well, hello, my amazing YouTube family. So, thank you for hanging out with me, number one. Number two, I decided it is time to go through this box of foundations. Yeah, the entire box is filled with foundations, and I'm probably going to be getting rid of some because they're probably expired, and I know that some of them don't work for me. I actually already put a couple into, well, I can't even move my camera, but I have a couple down in the drawer, which is where I'm going to be keeping my foundations. And let's just go through it. I have to cut this top off. Really glad that I saved so many of these boxes because makeup is heavy, and the smaller boxes, even though it was many more boxes for me to carry, big boxes of makeup would not have been easy for me to transport. So I'm glad I kept these little guys. So let's go through this because, oh boy, do I got a lot going on. Well, this particular foundation, this is the L'Oreal True Match Roller. I don't even think they make this anymore. I'm going to be getting rid of it, but I have to tell you how hard it is to get rid of this because my sister Laurelyn bought it and I had gone over and tried it. She was like, oh, just take it, it's okay. And I remember the exact moment and being in her apartment and using the foundation, and it's just really, really difficult. But oh god, the roller is like it'll probably crumble if I squeeze it too much. It's really dried out, but I happened to like this. It has like a silicone texture to it. I'm only putting it on my hand. It's not going on my face because this is years old. But I don't know. I liked it. There was a little bit of a dip in it, and then I started trying other foundations, and for some reason this got pushed to the back of the drawer, and I just never used it. But this silly little thing holds a lot of memories for me, and I said it's hard to say goodbye, but I'm learning that her memory is not in this. Her memory is in my mind. So okay, this foundation, this is the Milani Screen Queen. I tried it twice and I absolutely hated the way it looked on my skin. I'm not going to get rid of it yet, but I don't know. What experience do you guys have with this? I think it was also too light for me. Like, I've just been afraid to try it, I said, because whenever I get ready, I always have to go to work or do something. Yeah, it's really quite light. Maybe it was because it was too light on me that I didn't like it. It is full coverage, that's for sure. I just need to play with it on a day where I don't have to do anything, and I don't have the luxury of not having to do anything. So I don't know. For now, I'm going to put it in the drawer in the forefront of it, so maybe I'll try it some more. Let's go through the ones that are currently in the little drawer here. So this is the Wander Beauty Nude Illusion Foundation. This one is in the color medium. I also have it in light, and I kind of have to mix the two of them to get a really good color for myself. Sometimes I like this on my skin, and sometimes I don't, and I hate that it can be finicky. It is very liquidy, and I do have to shake it. But I don't know whether it's my skin being finicky or the foundation being finicky. See, this is a decent color, I said, but I just have to mix in a little bit of the lighter color. And, I mean, it goes on beautifully on my hand. It's just so frustrating that it doesn't work for me all the time, but I'm definitely not getting rid of it. I showed this in a clip earlier because I've been vlogging a little bit along the way, and I'm really struggling to figure out how to splice that all together. I envy those people who have, A, the ability to envision how to put things like that together, and B, the time. I would love more time. But this was the CYO Long Lasting Foundation. I only have that much left. I loved the dispenser because you're literally going to get every single last drop out of it. I don't even want to waste it, but this is my most perfect color, tone, undertone, everything, and I am so disappointed that they discontinued it. I don't even, it's like, I want to save it so that I can compare this to others, like maybe just put it in my purse and take it with me when I go foundation shopping, because this is it. I do know that the Soap and Glory is fairly similar, but it's not this. Disappointing. This one is the Tarte Double Duty Is this one the Babaloo? Wait, what? Oh, this is the Face Tape Foundation, and I have it in 20N, which is light, medium, neutral, which should essentially be the perfect color for me. It is not the perfect color for me. It still has a lot of yellow to it, by the way. Again, this is one, I've worn it a couple of days, and maybe it's my skin, because I have not liked the way my skin looks in anything except, where's my most favorite foundation? Here, I'll show you that one next. I have to go buy more of this, and I'm going to have to pay full price. This is the Missha Perfect Color BB Balm, and I got this in TJ Maxx. I'm almost out of it. Not only is it the perfect color for me, but it is the most beautiful foundation that doesn't look like it's sitting on your skin, which is what all of these have been looking like. My skin seems to have a lot of texture, and my pores are exaggerated, and this is the best one that sits on my skin currently. So I will pay full price for this, and it is expensive. I think over $40 at least. But this one, again, it looked very heavy on my skin, and I don't know. Again, not one I'm going to get rid of yet. I want to give my skin some chance because it's been really stressed out and not acting well. I'm going to give it a little time and see, what I think of it. This one, I had heard so many good things about it. As a matter of fact, Jinla's reviews raves about this foundation. This is the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation, and I have mine in the color 20, and you're starting to see a pattern here because a lot of companies kind of go along those lines. I definitely have a neutral undertone with some, I am slightly sallow, but anything too yellow on me, there's such a big line of demarcation between my neck and my face. My neck and my face absolutely match each other because I stay completely out of the sun. Again, another foundation. You're going to hear me say another one I'm on the fence about because I don't know. I think the color is good. It has a decent amount of coverage. I think this one, like by the end of the day, you can see all of my spots on my face, and it has worn off and oxidized slightly. So we'll continue to try. Even this one is not looking good on me. And I've liked this foundation in the past. This is the Fenty Beauty. I got this, I think, in a BoxyCharm sale or even in a box by itself. I have it in 230, and it is the Pro Filter. Tone is much better. You can see how this is a little bit more on the neutral side than the others that I have just swatched. This one doesn't. This one has not looked good on my skin in the past 2 weeks either. Another one to continue to figure out. Somebody count how many times I'm going to say, I just got to keep trying it. This is too dark, so I use it kind of as a mixing medium, but it's the Makeup Forever HD. I got it as a sample, and the sample is it's too dark. I think I like it. I didn't use this one this week or the past 10 days or so. So we will have to see. See, it looks good on my hand as far as the color. But again, my hands do not match my neck and my face. So I don't know. We'll see. I still have this mess. I don't know if you guys were on my channel. I got this probably maybe 2017, 2018. I don't know. It was when I first started filming in front of right outside my bathroom. This is the Jouer Essential the High Coverage Foundation. I did a whole video on this about how cakey and awful my skin looked, and my skin was a lot, better back then. It is amazingly full coverage. Wait. I want to see if it smells bad, if it's gone bad. It doesn't seem to. It doesn't look separated or anything. It's very, very thick, and it is most definitely full coverage, but you can see that it's too light, and I think that was a big part of the problem. But I mean, look at the amazing coverage, and what I used to use this for was just spot covering, but you have to be careful because it does look cakey. It's made for like 20-year-olds, I mean, but look at how it covers. I have a little boo-boo over here. Watch. I mean, like, this bad boy covers. I should just keep it for using on my body and stuff like that. So I'm not going to get rid of it because literally it should be bad, but it doesn't smell bad and the consistency hasn't changed. I don't know, kind of weird. You gotta wonder what's in it that it hasn't gone bad. But now look, when I take it off, again, you can see what absolute full coverage this bad boy was. This I did my video on, except I had the wrong color and I didn't like it. I have been liking this. I'll say it again, not these past 2 weeks, but this is the Yensa Super Serum Silk Foundation. The medium color, I think this is medium. This is in light medium. Now I find this works best with a combination of a brush and a sponge. This color is much, much better. The light version, I think, just accentuated all of my bad parts of my face. You can see the tone of this one is so much better, as well as the shade. And you have to apply it a certain way. I have to apply it a certain way, and then it looks absolutely stunningly beautiful. But I tried it this week. I was like, nope. I went back to my Missha Beauty because I've been so exhausted this week trying to accomplish way too many things at one time, and it hasn't been going well. I'll tell you that. So that's all I had in that drawer. Now let's get back to this monstrosity. This is the Wet n Wild Cushion Foundation SPF 15. I think this is probably, oh, the sponge is kind of, yeah, this is not good, I don't think. It's completely, almost completely dried out. I think I tried this a few times. I forgot who had recommended this to me. I don't think I gave it a good enough try. I liked it because it even had a mirror in here, and I liked the concept, but I don't remember how I felt about it. Maybe it just got lost in my drawer. So this one's definitely going bye-bye. This is the Josie Maran or Josie Maran. I cannot remember. I think it's Maran, honestly. The Vibrancy foundation. This one is really, really nice. It's wonderful for mature skin. Problem is this is too dark, and I have to mix it ever so slightly, but I've used almost the entire thing. I didn't realize that this was completely, practically, almost empty. It is a very hydrating foundation, and if you have dry skin, I think it's good for you. I didn't wear it much this summer because, you know, I melted, completely melted this summer. But in the winter, this is absolutely amazing. And I may actually go out and buy another one and just make sure like the color is exactly what I want. But I'm impressed that I actually finished up a foundation. I mean, I could scrape the bottom of it, but I have so many foundations. I will probably just get rid of this at this point. This is the Bite Beauty Changemaker Foundation. I did use this in a video. I had not liked it when I tried it off camera. When I did it on camera, I kind of liked it. And I don't know if I necessarily like that it just has this kind of a squeezy tube thingy. Obviously we can't get this anymore. It is Bite Beauty. Bite Beauty's going out of business or went out of business. I wish it had a different squeezy, maybe a little pointy thing or a pump. It's a little bit dark. I'm going to use it again. I might keep this in the front of my drawer and see if I really like it. But I think I did, and this one is in the color L40, by the way. But if you notice, so many foundations lean so yellow. It's really frustrating for me, who has such the epitome of a neutral skin tone. Okay, here are my two Soap and Glory. They're called, why do they? Kick-Ass Foundation, you know. It's kind of frustrating that they name them that. But it says All Day Wear. I think I used, apparently I've used this color much more than this color. One of them was not right for me, and I think they both have to be mixed, but I got 3 and 4. As I said, this one is the closest. Okay, this one's, yeah, a little bit light. So maybe I do mix them and I just use more of the 3 than the 4. You can see here, hopefully you can see, I have my window open because now I put on my makeup and film next to a window, which I really never had. And I do have my broken ring light over here with all of its little taped up glory. But this one was the most similar in consistency and wear as the CYO foundation. I haven't used it in a while because It was in the back of my drawer again, and I'm looking forward to giving these a shot. They're going to go right in the front of my drawer so I can play with them. I don't know if you guys mind me like continually putting on my hand and stuff, but for me, I'm a very visual person, and if I'm talking about something, I want to like show you the texture and all those other things. Some people get bored with that or whatever, but hey, you know. This is the Stellar foundation. I don't think this company is still in business. And I remember this one was too dark for me. This is an SO4. I haven't used much of it. I'm going to try it again. This is just a little bit too yellow, so I would need my neutralizing, the blue LA Girl mixer. And since I haven't played with it in a while, I'll keep it up front again. I'm going to be maybe doing another one of these after I decide, you know, use these for a while. I won't just use them once. I want to use them with different primers, with and without primers, so I can really get a good idea of how I feel about them. This is the Honest Beauty Foundation. Ooh, I don't think this is good anymore. Huh. It's got the... OMG. Oh my goodness, that was just a sponge. I thought it was the product. Holy smokes. But do you see? I literally thought the entire pan flipped out. But you see those bumps? This is what oh, I give up, people. This is what I was trying to show you. I don't know whether that is good anymore. I don't even remember what I got this in, but because it's got that bumpy texture, I am like weary of it. So I'm just going to get rid of this because, I mean, if I really loved it, I would have used it more, I think. Oh my goodness. This is the Revlon Color Stay 2-in-1. This is before I started YouTube, so it is at least 5 to 6 years old. As you can see, I used to wear Revlon, guys, like exclusively. The double wear, I think that is what it's called. There were so many, but look at how much I use this because I wasn't a YouTuber and I just bought products and used them and then bought more. I didn't have what I had, and it also had a concealer. I didn't use the concealer as much, but you can see that I definitely did. You know, it's funny, the product still feels kind of okay, but I'm not going to use it. These guys seem to, yeah, it still feels okay. That is so weird. I don't even think they make this anymore, to be honest. But back then, I really liked it. It did come with a sponge, and I remember not really using the sponge. I kind of used my hands. You know, those things that we used before they came out with like the beauty blenders, and nobody used brushes to apply their foundation, and it had a little mirror. It was really good. I don't know why I stopped buying the Revlon. I guess I just got into different things, but I am going to let this go. I said because even though it looks okay, I'm just going to let it go. If I want to try it again, I'll buy a new one. This is the Marc Jacobs, and oh, why is that so liquidy in there? This one is not old at all. It's too dark for me, but I think it says number 34, beige medium, but look at how, is it supposed to be liquidy like that? Let's see. And I think this kind of made me look like I was ancient, if I remember. I did get it on sale, luckily. Oh, now I know why it's liquid. I'm such a snap ahead. It's liquid because it is in this. Now, this is the weirdest thing. I thought it was a dropper, but it's just a little ball on the end, and you can see how totally yellow this is. This absolutely needs a mixing medium, and it might need too much of a mixing medium. It's a very thin formula. I do want to try it again as soon as I get my other stuff out. I want to see if I use it with the brush, because on my hand, it looks stunning. I mean, that goes on beautifully. It's got a little bit of radiance to it. Forget what this one is called. It doesn't have it on here, what exact foundation it is. I'm going to have to look it up. But, I mean, look at that. My hand looks gorgeous. I wish it would translate onto my face that way. Not going to be till next week. I'm not trying foundations out in the morning when I'm getting ready for work. Your girl doesn't have time for that. Oh, this is another foundation. I still have it in here. I don't even know why. But it is in the color. What the heck are you? Blend 250, and I I know that they reformulated this because this used to get really yucky, and I just don't give a crap. I never did it. I like the concept. You're supposed to put your beauty blender here. I never ever did that. I think I don't know how I feel about this. It is on the thick side, and I don't remember how this looked on my skin. Again, neutral on the label, but look at how yellow this is, for goodness sakes. I'm going to get rid of the box. I have no idea why I kept the box. This is the Kevin Aquan. I don't know, is it a coin? Or is it a coin? I know it's not a coin. I don't think it is. But this is in medium FB06, and it's their foundation balm. My skin can look really not so great in this. It's very, very thick. You really have to emulsify it. And I think, honestly, this is for young skin because it can look extremely heavy on the face. It did come with an adorable little brush, which I like and I used, but it's very silicone-y, so it kind of sits on top of the skin, and you can definitely feel it. And the color, I don't know, it's almost too dark, but do you see how it gives this weird tinge to my skin that is just not flattering? Because that looks like it could be too dark. And yet, look at how odd it looks on my hand. It does give good coverage, but again, for me, it kind of highlights things. I'm still going to keep it because it might work great for my body if I wanted to cover things. So I'm probably going to keep it for that, but I don't think I'm going to be using it on my face much. I actually really like this one. Didn't work on me the last month or so. Call it me being a stress ball, but this is the KVD. I hate when the name of the foundation is not readily available. This is really cool and unique because this is a hard outer packaging. It does have a nice little squeezy, and you squeeze this part here because this is the plastic tubing, so this is your little squeezy thing. With a brush and with my skin behaving, this is really nice. Oh, and I guess I hadn't, wow, okay, Leann, it's very liquidy, as you can see. The color is a little bit, no, a lot of it too dark, as you can see there. Because it's so thin, if you apply it correctly, it really looks kind of natural on the skin, and yet it stays. And the times that I have used it, I've really, really enjoyed it. So I'm going to keep shaking it for the rest of the video, and I'm going to be giving this one another shot. This is the Born This Way foundation. You can see I've used quite a bit. I think it's probably at least maybe 60% gone. I had mixed feelings about this. Some days I liked it, some days I didn't. Of course, it's too yellow. We are realizing this with just about everything that I pull out of this box. I really was loving the concealer for a while, and then it kind of stopped working for me. It was almost empty anyway. So I might go out and get a new one. I will continue to try to use this. Honestly, it does get tedious to have to always use a mixing medium. It's not the worst thing in the world, but sometimes I just want to pull out a foundation that sits perfectly on my skin and is the right color. This is the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover. I don't know if I liked this one. I think I bought two of them, as a matter of fact. This is 220 Natural Beige, so I don't remember how I feel about this one. I'm going to have to try it again, lighten it up, and we'll see. This one I do really enjoy. This is the other Yensa foundation. You can see it is almost empty. This is the BC Foundation BB plus CC Cream. It says 8 Super Blocks Essence plus SPF 40. This is a really, really nice one. This is also one of my go-to ones. I also have two of these. One color is pretty good. The other color is not so much. But if I mix them, they work really well. The other one's somewhere. Did I talk about my Wander Beauty foundations? I don't remember. I have two. I received both of them through BoxyCharm or Ipsy or something to that effect. And you can see there's quite a difference in the two colors. This one is light and this one is medium. So I'm thinking light medium would probably be the best. You do have to shake this one a lot, and you have to be careful because when you pull the dough foot out, it kind of splotters. Splotters? The heck is that? Yeah, it's a little rough. It's a huge dough foot. I do love the applicator. I hate having to use both colors at the same time because that pup is too light. And guess what? This one's too dark. I can get away more with the medium than just using the light, but it's good. Sometimes it works for me, sometimes it doesn't. This is the Becca 24/7 Ultimate Coverage Foundation. It is in cashmere. I probably got this through a BoxyCharm sale again or something to that effect. I can't remember how I feel about it because I haven't used it in a while. It is a very moussey texture. Oh, I haven't used it, so there's a little cloggy of it some there. It's very moussey. It is on the thicker side. It looks like it's going to be full coverage. I'll have to play with it and see what I think. This is the Laura Geller Filter First Foundation. I bought this in a sale that she was having quite a while ago. I haven't used it in a while. It is too dark. Definitely too yellow. I think I might need to use both of my lightning drops. I'm really not sure. Can't remember. I'll find out. This one is absolutely way too dark for me. The writing has worn off of it, and I've only used about that much. Glass bottle. I think this is Smashbox, and when I say it's too dark, I mean it's too dark. I haven't used this one in quite a long time. So much so that it's squirted out all over my hand. I mean, look at how dark that is. Maybe I haven't used it because it requires too much of the lightning drops, so that might have been an issue for me. Should I try it? It doesn't smell bad. I don't know. Should I give it one more shot? I'm telling you, I should do a video where I'm just using all the foundations I just don't know about. I lost the cap to this. The cap may be somewhere. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation, the stick foundation. I like and dislike this one at the same time. I should have used this more in the summertime because I think it was more appropriate for that. You know what my summer was like. I think this is a good color for me. I'm pretty sure this is the medium. No, I gotta play with this some more. It really has a nice texture to it. I know I have two. I seem to have a lot of twos of a lot of things, don't I? This is pretty good, actually. This is the Unicorn Glow. This is actually a hydrating foundation, and I have it in the color Buff. I also have the Unicorn Glow, the primer. Do I remember? I like the tone of it. This foundation I actually really like. I am so impressed with it because I don't rave about many things, but this is the Real Her I Am Divine foundation. This is really nice. The times that I have used it. Oh, hello, it's got a pump on it, which I also happen to like. Why haven't I been using this more often? I like it. It reminds me a lot of the KVD one for some reason. There were some similarities there, but this really surprised me, and again, I received this in a box, so I'm impressed. And I need to have these types of squeezy tubies in a different drawer because they get all mixed up with the things that stand up, and it drives me insane. This is the Fenty Eavesdrop foundation. I'm so glad I found it. I don't know how, but I kept looking for it and I couldn't find it. I really like it, but sometimes it's finicky on me, which I don't like. It's very, very liquidy, so you do absolutely have to squeeze it. But the times that I've used it, I haven't seen it in like 2 months or 3 months. So, again, little bit, the colors just make me insane. I'm going to be doing this week because I remember that I did like it when I did use it. This one's kind of on the old side, but it is the Revlon Photo Ready Insta Fix. I'm wondering if this is still viable. Well, it still feels pretty good. No foul smell or anything like that. I should do a comparison of all of the stick foundations that I have and see which one comes out on top. Oh, in transport, this one leaked all over the place. Now, you know what annoys myself about this? Is that this has a locking mechanism. I guess I was in such a rush to just do everything, I forgot about it. This is the Shiseido Synchro Skin. They call it the Self-Refreshing Foundation. I am not overly thrilled with this. I mean, it was like okay, but it was raved about so much on the internet, and I disagreed. That scene, if I just turned it, it would have locked, and that wouldn't have happened. But I don't know. I said the few times that I've used it, it's been okay. I don't know what they mean by self-refreshing, because there was no self-refreshing going on. I'll try it again. Well, you know, this one I am going to get rid of. There isn't much left of it. I did use it a lot. It is the Instant Age Rewind, the treatment makeup. It does have the spongy applicator. Oh, you know, again, they go on my hands so well, not so much on my face, but I mean, this is all that's left. It's down to here. So, and this is the same one where you like twist and you push up the product. This did feel a little bit silicone-y. I think it kind of sat on top of my skin. Do I want to keep it? No, you know what? I'm just going to get rid of it. It's almost empty anyway. Hello, my friends. I am sorry if the lighting has changed. I was not feeling well and I had to take a break and go lay down, but now I am back. It just happens to be about 4 hours later. I was on a kick for a while about trying out all of these like BB creams and skin tints and everything like that. And I picked up the Milani Glow Hydrating Skin Tint in 110. But I kind of wish, again, they had like the little point. I think this one was too light. Most definitely too light. And I don't know if I like it. I can see it in the comments now. You're going to say, do you remember anything about any of the foundations you've tried? No. No, I do not. I do like the glow, actually. So, I mean, they are correct that it does give a glow. But if it makes me look 90, then I'm not going to like it. And we'll find out. This one's almost done, so I don't know. I may get rid of it. But it's another Revlon foundation. And this is the Candid Anti-Pollution. No pollution. It's almost done. I guess I liked it because why would it be almost done if I didn't like it? I don't know. I'll throw that into the mix. This is the Almay Best Blend Forever. It has one of those spongy things, and the sponge is really, really gross and all dried out. I could just take it off and use the squeezy thing, which I think is very smart of them to have done. Did I like this? Yeah, we don't know. It doesn't smell foul or anything. Oh, maybe I didn't use it because I didn't like the sponge, but we'll see. This is my Maybelline Fit Me foundation. It's probably about down to here. This is a really good drugstore foundation. This is the Dewy and Smooth SPF 18 for normal to dry skin. And this is in Nude Beige, number 125. I totally wish that it had a pump or a squeezy or something, but I still like this foundation. So I'm definitely keeping it because it's one that actually still looks good on my skin. It's a very thin formula, as you can see, and it's just really good. And, you know, it's good to find drugstore foundations that actually work. I lost the cover to this and I'm really annoyed because this is expensive stuff. I believe this is over 40. But this is the Arborian CC cream. This is another one that is absolutely amazing because it goes on white just to your skin. They have it in different tones, but the problem is this one is just too dark. I accidentally picked up I guess it's the medium one instead of the light one, and this just looks a hint too dark on me. And I really can't mix it with anything because I said just adjust to your skin tone. It's okay and I can get away with it, but I stopped using it because it was too dark. But it's 40 bucks. I lost the cap. I don't want to get rid of it. So maybe I'll continue to use it and lighten it up. I don't know. Oh, one of the foundations that I put on my hand is kind of giving me a bit of a rash. That's interesting. I wish I knew which one it was. It had to have been one of the ones I just put on. Maybe it was expired? I don't know. I'm going to keep an eye on that. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Foundation. You remember the controversy about this foundation, and oh my goodness. I don't even know what color I have it in. I kind of liked it when I first used it, but then I stopped using it on camera when I realized what was going on and everything. I never had researched the color range. I just saw it and was excited about it, and I bought it right away. And then I saw what happened with the color range. This literally straight up smells like paint thinner, but I think it always did. Do I get rid of this? Do I not? I don't know. And yeah, I'm absolutely having a reaction to something. One of them that I put on my hand is doing something not so good. I'm going to keep this for the moment and see what happens. Getting down to the wire. So this is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I've had this quite a while. I think I liked it. There's something to... Oh. Okay, Leann. Yeah. Okay, the wand is kind of wonky. Problem is, I'm always looking for that next foundation that is going to be my favorite and my absolute holy grail. And I found a couple of them, but I see new foundations when they come out, and I just want to try them. This is the e.l.f. foundation. I had bought this when I was doing that video that wasn't sponsored by e.l.f., but they had sent me products, and they haven't sent me anything since. But this is the Flawless Satin Foundation, and I definitely liked it. I just haven't picked it up in a while. It's a little bit on the thicker side. Again, never will be a perfect color match except for the two that I mentioned. And I'm pretty sure that I liked it. I don't think I saw anything majorly wrong with it except having to mix it. And here's another Revlon Instafix. Didn't I have this one? Yeah, I have the two of them. I guess they were in different colors. Maybe one was the wrong color. Yeah, I mean, they are slightly different. This one feels a little bit drier. I'll like try these on once, and I said if they are not working for me, I'll keep them from like for my body and stuff like that. But here is the Cosmetics Bye something. I got foundation all over it. Hold on. Oh no, you know what? It's not really this foundation all over it. It's that all of the writing has worn off on the package. Because I've had this for a little while. This is the SPF 50, which I like. This one will sometimes look good on me and then sometimes look very cakey. And you can see every pore. So I go back and forth with this. I have used it quite a bit. But it's... if my skin is finicky, you would think that it would work because it really is for mature skin. But if my skin is finicky, then it is not working at all. This one I go back and forth with also. When I first tried it, this is the Kosas Tinted Face Oil. When I first tried it, I liked it. And then the subsequent times that I've tried it, it really hasn't worked for me. I know several of my friends are not a fan of this. It is extremely thin, of course, and it is runny. Best applied with a brush. It's a very thin formula, and it is quite oily, and you do have to, I probably have to shake this more as a matter of fact. So it depends upon how my skin is and how this wants to work. Depends on the primer and the moisturizers I use. And when something is that finicky, I tend not to grab for it. So I'm going to keep it, of course, and see what happens. Are you guys the same way in that when you always reach for the things that you know that work, because you don't want to mess up your face when you have some place to go? I mean, I think that's a pretty universal statement. This is the LA Girl Pro Coverage. I've used this quite a bit. It is almost empty. I mean, it is down to here. I really did enjoy this. The reason I stopped using it is because I got so many others. Was that thunder? I may or may not get rid of this. I'm not sure. I may just try it again, see if I like it, see if this is still, like, you know, viable as far as this particular one. My goal is to get every foundation that I own into this drawer, and I'm going to try to keep to that. This is a good one that, again, it's finicky on my skin. So all of this honestly just could be a me thing and not a foundation thing. But it is the Energy Lift Makeup. I used to wear Lancome foundations all of the time. I purchased this because I went through like 3 of them. And, you know, skin changes, you know how it is. Just keep showing you guys the colors so you can see like the different textures and everything. As I said, if it's getting annoying, I'm sorry, fast forward. This is the Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse Okay, we knew it had to happen at least once. Foundation, haven't used it in a while. It does have a locking mechanism, which is nice. Doesn't seem that moussey. I don't know. It's been so gosh darn long. I don't remember. But obviously I liked it somewhat because I used a good quarter of the bottle. This is another Becca foundation. It says to shake well. And this is the one with the little thingy on top. But it's very, very thin. It's very, very yellow. This has a thin texture but decent coverage from what I can see. I love this locking. Listen. That's awesome. Why that makes a difference to me, I have no idea. One thing I can say about apartment living that I'm really not used to is the constant noise. So you hear everybody upstairs, you hear them when they're outside your door and like the hallway. It's something I'm obviously going to have to get used to, but after living in a private house for so many years, but I did have noise, but at least it was my family noise, you know what I mean? But anyway, this is the Il Maquillage. The good thing about this company is that you can try it for $5, and if it's incorrect, you send it back and they send you the real one. But I think after a certain amount of time, if you don't send it back, then they charge you the full price, and I'm pretty sure it's like $40. I liked it for a while again because it's probably half full. Haven't used it. Let me see how gross everything is. It's gonna be fun. It's like I'm going to have new foundations, or at least they're going to seem new since I've just found them again, and see how I like it. This foundation, I have never been quite, alright, let's put it this way. It was never my holy grail, and I went back and forth about how I liked it. It is the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Foundation. This stuff was interesting because it has the doe foot applicator, because you were supposed to be able to use it as both concealer with the doe foot and then foundation with the pump. It's a very innovative idea. But I never was, oh my goodness, this is my holy grail. And I never was like, oh my goodness, I hate it. I definitely didn't like it as a concealer. I can say that for sure. But it was just one of those ones where I was like, I used it a lot. I guess because I didn't have a lot of foundations at the time. I don't know. I just haven't been able to go either way. I need to make a decision about it. This I liked very, very much in the beginning. I know that they don't make this anymore. It was the Too Faced Do You Full Coverage Foundation, the Fresh Glow, but it smelled like watermelons. And it just made me want to use it. Problem is, I don't think it looked really that fantastic on me, and I really used quite a bit of it, so I think I kind of used it mostly for the scent, because it really does smell absolutely heavenly. Still has that amazing scent. I'm not going to get rid of it because maybe I can use little bits of it. I don't know. I don't know my philosophy, but you know how I feel about scented things. And this is a scented thing, so you know how I feel about it. This one is awesome, and I don't know why I haven't pulled it out. Well, you do know why I haven't pulled it out lately. It is the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. It's a little dropper again. I think the color is pretty good. It's a fairly reasonable price because it is drugstore. I'm definitely going to use this one day next week because I know that I pretty much like it, even though I haven't used it in a while. And I have it in the color 30, which is sand beige. This, you can see how much I've used of it. This is the NARS. Oh, I really want to try Squirrel. I really want to try that new NARS foundation, but I just like the glow one or whatever. I just haven't done it yet, but I forget which one this is. Oh, this is the Natural Radiant. This is, I think, my second bottle. I bought this when I first started doing YouTube. I'm hoping it's still viable. At the time, this looked really, really nice on my skin. What is it with the yellow? Everything is just yellow. I swear, I feel like a duck. Everything's so yellow. Well, not that type of yellow. Flower Beauty, it's the Light Illusion. I don't think I liked this one at all. And it is like almost completely full. I will try it again, but I'm pretty sure that I didn't like it. Yeah, I mean, I barely touched it, so there's got to be a reason why I barely touched it. This is Smith & Colt. I don't even know if they make this anymore, but it is, I think it's 100 neutral. Here we have another stick foundation. This one is from Wet n Wild, and it is it's the Photo Focus, but it's in a stick form. I have no idea if I like this or not. It looks like I used it quite a bit. Okay, I guess I'll just put this one in front with my other stick foundation. This is from Flesh. Do you remember when Flesh came out? It didn't really last very long. I know they had it in Ulta, and then all of a sudden everything just like went on sale. I don't think it was a bad foundation, and I know I bought it on sale. You know, if any of these ones that I don't remember, I can say for one thing that if they were amazing, I would have kept reaching for them. The fact that they're so almost filled means I don't remember, but I wasn't thrilled upon first impression. We'll put it that way. This stuff I have kept for a while. I won a whole bunch of things from Rodeo about 5-6 years ago, and this was just, I don't know who this foundation is for, but yeah, it is so thick. It's like paste, and it didn't look good on my skin at all. First of all, the color obviously is just, I mean, you know, I think that may have been the issue. I said, but it was so thick and it just didn't blend well. If you have perfect skin and are much younger than I, it may have worked, but for me, no. It does make a really good body foundation, that's for sure. But again, it's so light. I mean, I'm fair, pretty much, and this is still, well, yeah, okay. I forgot this one was over there. This is the Uomo Beauty Say What foundation. I used this today, and I think it looked pretty decent. I planned on going out today, just I haven't been feeling good, and I wasn't about to get behind the wheel of the car and drive, so I haven't used it very much, I said, but I do think that it looked pretty good on my skin. It was too dark, so I definitely had to lighten it up with one of my other foundations, because I don't know where my other lightening drops are. Stuff that yet is either, but it's a pretty good foundation. This one's really, really nice too. It's the Purelisse Ageless Glow BB Serum. It's obviously a BB cream. It's very, very thin. It doesn't have tremendous amount of coverage, but I really enjoyed this when my skin was a lot better and a little bit clearer, because it just gave like a little hint of something, and I could just walk out the door and feel confident. Right now I'm not feeling so confident because my skin is a mess, but I do like this stuff. This is the sister company to Yensa, which makes sense. Yensa, so, which makes sense why I really like it, so. This I am utterly shocked about, especially in the summertime. This is the Natasha Denona Transfer Matte Foundation. I was initially going to give this away because I was like, there was absolutely no way I'm going to like this. I like this. I like it with a brush. I like it with a sponge. I will usually use the brush and then smooth it out. It is just a tad dark, but the tone, the undertone is really, really good for me. So I will always make this work, but I couldn't believe that I was enjoying a matte foundation. You can see I have used quite a bit of it, and I want to continue using it while it's still a little bit warm, because I don't know how I'm going to feel about it in the winter time. But this was, I would say, the biggest surprise of like the year for me. These are the Cover FX mixer drops. This one is one of the light ones, and I will mix this in with a foundation, but not too much, because I don't know if this particular one changes any of the formulas, but because it's so thin, I said it's light, it is one of the options for any foundations that are too dark. Here's another one of the Unicorn Glow. I have two because I was unsure of the color and they weren't very expensive, so that's probably why I picked them up. This is CeraVe Skin Tint with the SPF 30. It is really, really, really sheer, and I don't think it offers much coverage. It's a little bit light. If I just want a little bit of something, if my skin was looking better, I would probably use this. As I said, I have to mix it a teeny tiny bit because it is so super light. This is actually from Tarte, the Sugar Rush. This is the Skin Treat. This is like meant for, like, you know, the younger crowd. I kind of like it, except it's a little bit too dark. This has like a moussey texture, very dimethicone-y, and it does kind of sit on top of the skin, but it is really nice for just that quick, like, you know, throw it on kind of thing. You can see it like blurs a little bit, which is really nice. That is also because of the dimethicone. I don't usually put a primer on underneath this, and it does leave your skin with like that powdery feel, at least it is right now. I'm gonna have to report back and let you know how I like this, because this isn't that expensive. It's like their less expensive stuff from Tarte. So I will keep you informed on this one. Okay, I thought I was just down to samples, but I do have the NYX Total Control like mixer drops. These are also really good. I've used it quite a bit. You can see it's like down to there. This is also a really nice mixing medium. This doesn't neutralize, it just lightens, but it's been pretty good and it is pretty reasonable, so I'm keeping that. Oh my goodness, do you remember this? The Dermacol. I had 3 of these. This was, I hate to say these words, hyped and viral on YouTube because TikTok wasn't around at that time, and this was the most full coverage foundation. I never found one that was really the perfect color, but I can say they make great concealers, and they are most definitely totally full coverage, and I also used them on my body as well. These are kind of old and yucky. I'm hoping that they still make it and it's still out there, because I would like to get a couple more. Said not for that full coverage foundation, but for like concealer options and things like that, because they were really good for it. So here's another of the Arborian, and I think this one, it's too light, or is it too dark, or is it Goldilocks and it's just right? Even with the magnifying glass, I can't read it. I need my glasses and a magnifying glass. It almost looked like it was going to be good, so I'm going to keep it. This was one of the best at the time BB creams that I used. It's from Lise Watier, and I haven't bought it since because I had so many. But I absolutely adored this stuff. It completely just made my skin look amazing. And I forgot about it because of my clutter and mess. And I'm going to try it again. And if I can buy it again, I mean, if I still love it and I can buy it again, I'm going to do so. I gotten this probably in one of my Ipsies. Here's another Purlisse CC cream. I think I've used this one a bit. I'll keep her around. I think I'm going to concentrate on using all of my babies up because they are taking up some room. Here's the little baby brush that came with the Evanescence foundation as well. She needs to be washed, but this was a cute little baby like buffer brush. But what I found when I was using it with the foundation, like the more I buffed, it kind of sat in my pores when I was doing that, like the little white dots, and I hated that tremendously. So I'm going to wash the baby brush and maybe use it for something else. It is a really good buffing brush though. Okay, so I have all of these samples. I want to do a full face of just makeup samples from everything from foundation to powder to lipsticks if I can find them. So I have all of these. This is the Jouer Backstage foundation. This is the All Nighter. This is the Giorgio Armani, which I've heard is really, really good. This is also quite nice. This is the Marcel BB. I just saw this, where was it? TJ Maxx or something to that effect. It's a BB cream. It's one of those ones that is kind of made out to be a high-end brand, but it's kind of not. but I do like it. So it's almost empty, so I want to squeeze the last little bit of whatever out of there. This is from the Balm. I recently received this, and I don't remember if I've tried it or not. I have to tell you, one of the palettes that I had out because I couldn't find anything else was one of my Balm palettes, the Balm palettes, and I can't believe how much I've neglected them. They are very neutral palettes, but let me tell you, the shadows performed amazingly. I know that's something else, but I had to mention it just because. Oh, and here's a little baby sample of the Jouer Backstage. Look at how dark this is. This is way too dark, so I kind of have to mix it with other things. But this would only be for special occasions, I said, because of that lovely or not so lovely denatured alcohol. I'm sorry they're all dirty, but everything leaked. Here is my NYX Pro Foundation Mixer ones to deepen it up. I have more foundations that have to have the tone adjusted or have to be lightened, not so much darkened. So I haven't used this very much, but it is a good thing to keep on hand. And that, my friends, is that. I can throw that box out. Now let me show you this drawer that I have. There's still a little bit of room for a couple more. Does not mean that I'm going to go buy more, but it still has room. Okay, now it's in my hand, guys. So this is my foundation drawer, and basically everything fits. It's not ideal. It's not how I really want it because I'm still going to have to search for things. Some of these foundations I do have to lay down rather, because if I stand them up the drawer won't close, which is really annoying in and of itself. At least it's a little bit more organized. I do feel like I'm missing some foundations that are not in here. I will be honest. They might be in another box somewhere. This, my friends, is what I'm getting rid of. I think I did quite well because I am one of those who has a very hard time parting with things and decluttering. But I know that these must go, so I am very decently happy with myself for what I did. This is what I'm left with. Doesn't mean this is going to stay, because as I go through them, I'm going to make a decision that it's either going to go or it's going to stay. And Miss Little Nugget over there is very curious about what is going on. So that is it, my friends. This was a really long video, much longer than I had anticipated. If it's really long and you watch it, thank you. You guys are amazing. No matter how much you watch or how much you don't watch, just any support that you ever give me is always greatly appreciated, and I love you tremendously for it because you're all amazingly wonderful people. So say see you soon to the foundation drawer, and we have all of those drawers now to go through and try to find stuff to put in them and organize. Love you guys. Bye.